Yes, I don't care about that. Now, basically, this is the aftermath, of what took place today. See, people are confused and shit. See, which it goes back to the scriptures, man. See, that goes back to the scriptures. And when you go, alright, let me play this video, yeah? Let me play I don't even have to play anymore. See, the Lord is terrible, man. Or the Lord can be terrible. As well as He is merciful. And He's going to exercise both wrath and mercy in the days ahead. And this is just, in my opinion, in the spirit, I think that this is just a wake-up call. And this is a reminder, that the Heavenly Father is going to send forth His Son to do some great damage in the earth, man. So this is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 18. It says, "And the idols shall be utterly abolished." See, because the idols, Allah and Jesus and these idols, they are the ones that are getting all the praises in the earth now. So the Lord said He's going to utterly abolish them. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of the Lord and for the glory of His majesty when He ariseth to shake terribly the earth. And He's going to use what to do that? The misses, man. You see a small impact to what's going to happen in America, which is Babylon the Great, man. The Lord says He's going to what? He's going to rise it to shake terribly the earth via those misses, man. Verse 20, "In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself, to worship to the model and to the bats, to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks, for fear of the Lord and for the glory of His majesty when He riseth to shake terribly the earth." Yeah. So the Lord's gonna come, to get this earth shake. And in Revelation 16, He tell you that it's such an earthquake that never was upon the land, man. See, and this happened in Lebanon. But what did the Lord say about it in Lebanon? Let's see if I can get it right. Okay, here is it. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15. It says, "Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket." Speaking of these other nations separated from Israel, and are counted as small as the small dust of the balance. "Behold, He taketh up the isles as a very little thing, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for our burnt offerings." Now, if Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, guess what? The Lord is going to need more place to burn. And that place is going to be where? Babylon the Great, man. Which is America, spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. Because He's going to burn there, man. He's going to burn there. He's going to burn Israel. See, the Lord's going to do some crazy or some marvelous works, man. In the earth. He's going to burn Israel totally as well. Let me get the prophecy on that. This is okay, Ezekiel 38 verse 18. "And it shall come to pass at the same time when Gog, which is Russia, shall come against the land of Israel, saith the Lord, that my fury shall come up in my face. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel." So that land is gonna get burned before the sons and daughters of Israel went there to go there to possess it. Not went, go there to possess it. You know, verse 20, so that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence, like literally. Yeah, they're gonna shake at the Heavenly Father's presence, man. Where it says, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. And our Lord did said what? Not one stone won't be left upon another. See, so the Lord's gonna come back to do some mighty work, man. See, to burn this wicked society, man. See, and I just want to point this out that look, this is just a reminder of what the Lord is gonna come and do, man. See, it's just a warm up to what's really gonna happen. Because as it is written in Malachi, let me just get this and close out. Oh, where am I? Malachi 4 verse 1, it says, for behold the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And all that so like and the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Yeah? So even the very roots gonna be burned up. So how much more the branches, man? Because the roots are to the ground. So the as in Peter it says the elements shall what? Melt with fervent heat. You know, that's the other place that Lord is gonna burn more drastically, man. Mr. Babylon the Great, and even the land of Israel, man. See, you know, the Lord says he's gonna bring forth a great shaking in the land. And with that I wanna say shalom.